Welcome to Bless Dem Boyz, a podcast that does not know ball. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
This week, our patron Saint / Cowboy is offensive tackle Pat McQuiston. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right.
I think it's McQuiston.
Thank you. McQuiston played football at Lebanon High School in Lebanon, Oregon, earning second-team All-Valley League honors. He was a junior defensive lineman. In his senior year, he was moved to the offensive line and earned honorable mention All-Valley League as an offensive tackle and punter, which is kind of a rare combination.
Yeah, you don't see that much.
Don't see that one much. McQuiston accepted a football scholarship to Weber State University. I think this is our second Weber State.
It is because we talked about we talked about
was Cooper.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it Terrence Cooper? Was he the other
one? Terrence Copper?
Copper, sorry, not Cooper.
Yeah.
Copper.
Good question.
Yeah, Copper. So anyway, McQuiston accepted a football scholarship from Weber State, along with his brother Paul, no relation, but was declared academically ineligible in 2002. He would play baseball as a pitcher for one season at Edmonds Community College, and then in 2003 he would enroll at Weber State, but he sat out the season as an academic redshirt. 2004 as a junior, he played 10 games as a backup offensive tackle and guard. Missed the season opener. The team finished 1-10, but then as a senior in 2005, he started 11 games at tackle, and the team finished 6-5. McQuiston, right? McQuiston. Okay. I keep.
You'll have it down by the end of the
by the end of this. My apologies, sir, if you're listening. McQuiston was selected by the Dallas Cowboys, 7th round. 211th overall pick, 2006 NFL Draft. Made the team over the previous year starter Rob Patetti, which, by the way, Rob Patetti, also a Cowboy Saint legend.
We'll have to put him on one of these days.
He's got to be on. He's on deck. Yeah. As a rookie, McQuiston was declared inactive for the first 15 games of the season. In 2008, he would play mainly on special teams. The following year, he was inactive for the first 9 games until Mark Colombo was lost through the season with a broken left fibula. That's got to hurt. So McQuiston was activated for the remaining 7 games, played mostly on special teams and as a backup. During his time with the Cowboys, he was a backup offensive tackle, played special teams. He was traded to the Miami Dolphins in exchange for a conditional 6th-round draft pick on September 3rd of 2010. The teams were going to switch 2011 6th-round draft positions if the Dolphins had the worst record and higher pick. Eventually, no exchange was made because the condition wasn't met. No word on what the condition was, but yeah. In 2010, McQuiston would appear in all 16 games, had a career-high 8 starts for the Dolphins. And at the end of the season, his contract was due to expire. The Dolphins chose not to re-sign him. So McQuiston became a free agent. And on August 8th of 2011, he would sign with the Tennessee Titans and be released on September 2nd. And a couple weeks later, on September 27th of 2011, he would sign with the New Orleans Saints and play in 10 regular season and 2 playoff games. So he was a part of, in my opinion, the greatest Saints team in the history of the franchise. And that includes the Super Bowl team. So, but we can talk about that at a later date.
He was a key staple on that offensive line.
Well, his contributions were blocking tight end and on special teams. So, yeah. On June 8th, 2012, McQuiston re-signed with the Cowboys to provide depth for training camp, reuniting with the team for whom he played 3 seasons. He was cut on August 31st. September 3rd, 2012, he gets signed by the Arizona Cardinals after they lose offensive linemen Levi Brown and Jeremy Bridges for the season. He gets waived on September 25th. He gets re-signed on October 16th. All told, he plays in 6 games, 3 starts at right guard. The Jacksonville Jaguars then signed him on August 6, 2013, the same team for whom his brother Paul played in 2009. Pat would then be released on August 30th. He would sign with the Titans about a month later. About a month later on October 30th of 2013. He was inactive for the final 2 games, was inactive in 2 games, was subsequently released on November 12th. August 18th, 2014, he signed by the Atlanta Falcons for depth purposes after Sam Baker was placed on IR, released on August 29th. And as we mentioned, he did have a twin brother, Paul, who also played at Weber State and also played for the Jaguars, although they obviously were not on the Jaguars at the same time.
That would have been cool.
That would have been, yeah. The McCourties were never on the same team, were they? Devin and Jason?
I thought they did for like 1 year.
Were they?
I thought they briefly did.
Maybe that's the only twin. That's the other twin that comes to mind. It would be the McCourties. I know I'm forgetting something.
In basketball they have the
Lopez's.
Well, there's them, and there's also the Markeith.
Oh, the Morris.
Yeah, the
Marcus
Morris.
and Markeith Morris. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. And now, Izzy, tell them what time it is. I do want to point out, before we get to housekeeping items. So what I normally try to do for the patron saint Cowboys, I try to make it someone who also played for either one of the teams the Saints or Cowboys are playing this week. Ideally, it would be playing for both Saints, Cowboys, and both teams. So like the team the Saints are playing and the teams the Cowboys.
That's a lot to get in there, though. That's pretty big.
Well, but this week there were 2 guys who played for the Saints, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Cowboys opponent, and the Dolphins, the Saints opponent. However, we had used both of them already as patron saint / Justin March and Sean Ryan.
Yeah, so, Justin, who is I think originally March Lillard, and then was
yes.
So there's the Weber State connection again. Lillard,
there you go,
Weber State,
and then Sean Ryan, who was a tight end, I believe, that we talked about.
I do remember him.
So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there for anybody who cares. But a few housekeeping items before we continue forward here. If you want to contact the show, email blessthemboys@gmail.com. You can check us out on Twitter, bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon's at Ball from Grace. We are on Blue Sky. Haven't checked out. Haven't been there in a while.
I think I did open it up by accident one day. I'm sure. I was trying to open Twitter.
I'm sure the Blue Sky folks love to hear that. Oh, you're the app I open when I'm trying to open Twitter.
Exactly. Well, it is blue, and so I get confused sometimes. So
I must have got confused. You can also, so if you're watching us right now live on YouTube, thank you. Appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button while you're here. Leave comments. We
read them.
We read them. I was once told feedback is a gift. Well, last week must have been Christmas because it was.
We got plenty of feedback.
We got plenty of feedback, but all in good fun. We're also, if you don't check us out on YouTube, you can also check us out on Spotify and Apple. Like, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. You know what we could do, Brandon? I thought about this. I actually just thought about this. If you leave us a 5-star review, we'll read it on the show.
I think that's a good idea.
But only a 5-star.
YouTube comments are not going to get read on the air.
Well, I don't think we can.
I will say we did get a response to the Drake May clip I posted, and that was the one where I said that it was crazy that the Patriots had lost to the Raiders this year. Yeah, and he was like, well, it kind of makes sense because they had a lot of turnover and new stuff in the offseason. So I was like, okay. I was like, oh, well, that's a reasonable comment.
Right, that's a reason. I didn't want to test out some new names. I was thinking of going by some new names. So I was thinking of Tara Paul.
Uh-huh.
Don't Know Paul.
I was gonna say Don't Know Paul is a good one. That's a good one.
I think that one's high on the list. That might be.
Let's go. That's a good one.
Check me out. Don't be surprised if my Twitter, not handle, but like not the @ but like the
display name, kind of like
I'm display name,
like I'm Count Dacula right now.
You're Count Dacula, yeah. So don't be surprised if you see Don't Know Paul pop up on your feed there. All right, well, we'll get to our bad football takes here in a little bit, but before we do, we'll give bad takes in some other areas of the world, because we here at Dem Boyz do pride ourselves. We can talk about other things. Well, Brandon, what you get up to this week?
So my wife and kids went with one of our like family friends to Palo Duro this weekend. And so I had the house to myself. And so part of that was prepping for Thanksgiving because my parents are coming in. The other part is, I did some stuff for college basketball. I did some stuff for, soccer. I will say, Paul, do you want to know? I've been tracking my records on my Fliff bets for college basketball.
Okay.
So I've been tracking since, for the past week. And I am currently 58-32, so not too bad.
All right.
I think I'm hovering about. I've got 25 games that I bet today, and I'm hovering about 500 for the day. So, not too bad. I'm pretty happy with those results.
Turn a profit.
Right? Turning a profit. That's right. Making some flip coins.
Making some flip coins. There you go. Shout out to the fine folks at Fliff.
If you'd like to sponsor the show, we're happy to talk.
Negotiating.
You're not artistic, and you have no integrity.
That's true. This is true.
And then for TV, I did watch some college basketball as well, because it is what is known as Feast Week, where they have a lot of like in-season tournaments going on and stuff like that. So I've been watching
kind of the unofficial start of the season. I mean, I know the season started.
It's when everything kind of like gets into high gear, right?
Yeah.
I
did see. Was it Kentucky and Duke were playing the other night? It was a big, two big schools were playing.
Yeah, well, they got Auburn and Michigan are playing right now, and I'm on the wrong side of that one because So
that's a shame.
That's a shame. And then one of my coworkers recommended a show and then lent me the DVDs for Better Off Ted. Have you ever heard of this show?
So yes, I have. This is an older show, right?
Right. It had like 2 seasons, and Portia de Rossi is on it.
Was this on ABC?
I don't remember what channel it was on, but ABC sounds right.
I want to say this. It may have been one of the shows that my wife and I, early when we just started dating, this may have been in our weekly for a little while in our weekly.
Well, it was only around for a little while, so
right. Fair enough.
And then it also had I think the kind of like the love interest character for Ted, she plays Ted Lasso's wife on Ted Lasso, the one who. So it's funny because she's in 2 shows with Ted as the main character, Better Off Ted and Ted Lasso. So they can combine them now and get Better Off Ted Lasso.
There you go.
It's actually a pretty funny show. It's one of those, like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Suburgatory and some of those other shows where it's kind of like just dry humor and just kind of wacky stuff. It is definitely kind of up my alley. So there was one, so they work for this, the premise of the show is they work for this big corporation that like develops all these crazy new products and stuff. But one of the things that they'll do is like in the middle of the show, they'll have fake commercials for the company. And like one of them was like talking about diversity. Because like the premise of the episode was that they'd created these motion sensors to turn off power when people left the room, but it wouldn't pick up black people. and so like so they were having to like work around this, and so
That
and
I
so
think
but they
that this rings a bell.
so they were
Okay.
they did it. They did like a fake commercial, and it's like, we're here at I can't remember the name of it, like Veridian or something. It's like, here at Veridian, we're committed to diversity. And it's like, we believe that we're all like, we're strengthened when people from different backgrounds. And then at the end it goes, Veridian, diversity, good for us. It's like, like, so it's pretty good. I have enjoyed it. I did watch a couple of episodes of Seinfeld today.
Nice.
So I watched. I put on the notes about. I pulled out the DVDs. I didn't go to Netflix. I actually pulled out the DVDs and put on the.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it was intended to be watched, as I say. So I turned on the notes about nothing.
Old school.
Yeah, on my PlayStation 3 is my DVD player.
Really old school. Yeah.
So I remembered I watched like the pledge drive was one of them. So like the start of season, season 6. Yeah. Is that Danny Tartable? I'd love to shake his hand, but I can't. There was the one about the high talker. The high talker was on there.
Yeah.
Because that was the pledge drive,
that's
right?
That's the same episode. Yeah. He calls the pledge drive, and Kramer's like, "Listen, lady, you gotta get over. You gotta get over
Nana?
this."
So
you
I
hung up on my Nana.
I told her to drop. You told her to drop dead.
You told Nana to drop dead.
I knocked out the first 2 episodes of season 2 of The White Lotus too, so I finally got around to that.
Okay,
man. Jennifer Coolidge, man, she is something in this show. She seems
full
like a
tilt,
lot.
Man. She's full.
Yeah, she is. She's a lot to deal with. So I got into that. Got through the first 2 episodes. Trying to figure out who are the people that die in this one. Because I think
this is the season 2 is the one in Italy, right?
Right, on Sicily, because it's funny because so in the Italian show that I was watching previously, El Gattopardo, that was also in Sicily, right? So there's a connection there.
F. Murray Abraham is in season 2, right? He's the older, the grandfather,
like the older. The nonno.
Yes, yeah.
I think okay, yeah, and it's got Aubrey Plaza and.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the Aubrey Plaza season. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the guy that looks like, who I always think of is looks like James Franco to me. Yep. I can't think of his name.
I know you're talking about.
He's in something else too. Like I don't know what else. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Well, now I'm thinking of Patrick Schwarzenegger, but he's in season 3. Yeah. I got you.
Here, I'll look it up. You go on, because that was about the end of my rant or my sharing. So you, what did you get up to? And I'll look up this guy and see who he is.
Sure. I'll start with Criterion Challenge 2025. Knocked out 2 more movies there, starting with category Dark Comedies. It's a movie I have long heard good things about. Finally got to check it out. It's called Being John Malkovich. A lot of Seinfeld connections and quite a few, I would say, in Being John Malkovich. So the movie obviously stars John Malkovich, but it also stars John Cusack and Cameron Diaz. They're a married couple. Cusack is a puppeteer who is kind of struggling to make ends meet because he's a puppeteer. And so he and Cameron, he goes to work at this company that's kind of an odd company, but he finds a portal that leads him to John Malkovich's mind. And basically...
Being John Malkovich,
Yeah. And basically things progress from there. Well, one of the ladies that also works on the same floor as John Cusack is Kathy Keener, who was in Seinfeld. If you remember the episode The Letter, which is the episode that Kramer, Elaine, and George go to the Yankee game, and Elaine wears the Baltimore cap, and Kramer gets hit with the ball. So the girl that Jerry is dating in that episode, the one that forges the letter to him from the Neil Simon play, chapter 2 or whatever.
Right.
She that lady, that is Kathy Keener. She is kind of the. I don't want to give too much away, but she plays a major part in being John Malkovich. Also, W. Earl Brown is in the movie for a little bit. Who was in a Seinfeld episode? He played Al Netchie, which, if you remember, the beginning of I think it's the stand-in episode.
Is that where
George
he's like
on a bus.
He's so in love,
right? Deeply in love. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, people might know W. Earl Brown better from. He's in Something About Mary. He's in Scream. He's the camera guy in the first Scream movie. He's also in Deadwood.
Okay.
He got a really big part in Deadwood. He's very much a that guy actor. I always enjoy whenever he shows up in anything. But yeah, being John Malkovich, I would highly recommend checking it out if you have not seen it. It's actually celebrating. No, it came out in 1999, so it wasn't 25 years. It's 26 years now.
So the actor that I was thinking of is Theo James, and he was also he was in the Divergent movies.
Yeah, but yes, he does look like a Franco. I know exactly what you.
Yeah, he just he has that sort of bone structure. I think that's what it is.
Yep, that's it, buddy. Then the other category, Rachel Kushner, Her Adventures in Moviegoing, which this has been a category for other folks, but basically it's somebody picks some movies that they enjoy and whatnot. So I had to pick one of her movies, and the movie I picked was a movie called Wanda, which is not
related to Wanda, not Wanda Sykes, right?
No, definitely not Wanda Sykes. Definitely not. This is a movie from 1970. It was was written and directed by Barbara Loden. And it's basically, Wanda is this, I'll read you the IMDb description. Wanda, a lonely housewife, drifts through mining country until she meets a petty thief who takes her in. And that's basically like, as it sounds. Beginning of the movie, I don't think this is really a spoiler, but she's basically kind of a wayward soul. She's can't really find herself. She basically shows up late to divorce court and basically like gives her husband the kids, pretty much like kind of thing. But she's not. Well, I mean, I guess she's not like I didn't take her as a druggie or like a, you know what I mean? It's like she's not. It's just
not that kind of failure. She just kind of floating along.
But then at one point she wanders into a bar that is being robbed by this guy, but she doesn't know it's being robbed, like because she's kind of just doesn't pay attention. And then like the guy is trying to get her to leave, but then basically just decides, well, screw it, I'll just take you with me. And so they go on the run together, basically. So it almost becomes like Bonnie and Clyde, but if Clyde hated Bonnie, like you know what I mean, like if Clyde was like, I gotta get rid of this Bonnie chick. But yeah, it's definitely it was interesting. I'll say that. I wouldn't call it the best movie I've seen in this.
Must miss.
Yeah, it probably would be more of a Vincent pick than a Gene pick.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm Vincent.
Vincent is an art house goon. Also, so a couple weeks ago, I think last week I talked about this too. I logged my 1,000th diary entry on Letterboxd. I had the poll up, Dressed to Kill one, so that became my 1,000th diary entry. I logged my 1,000th film.
Okay.
And I went a little off the beaten path for this one. The 1,000th film I did was Stop Making Sense, a Talking Heads 1984 concert film that was directed by Jonathan Demme, who's the same guy who directed Silence of the Lambs and
No relation to Demi Moore, right?
No relation to Demme. It's not Simi Tractor Trailer. But I had always heard that this. I had never seen it before. I'd always heard wonderful things about this film. I had heard some music from the Talking Heads, and I was never like a huge fan.
Yeah, they never really. They don't do it for me.
But this concert film is phenomenal. It is really good. I was really blown away by how good it was.
I need to get you to watch Sign of the Times, the concert movie.
So, I'm aware of that one. I am aware. So I will definitely put that on the list. I think it's streaming somewhere.
Really?
Maybe
I do have a DVD. I do have a DVD copy.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'd have to find. I don't know if I have anything that would play a DVD. We can. Oh, we'll figure that out. We can figure that out. And then I did a kind of an unintentional Matthew McConaughey double feature. So the Rewatchables podcast this week did their episode on a movie called Two for the Money. Which, have you seen this movie, Two for the Money?
The name sounds familiar. I feel like I saw it a while back.
Okay, so it stars Al Pacino and Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey plays a former college quarterback who had like this harrowing, career-ending injury, and to make ends meet, basically turns to being a bookie or kind of a like if you remember when we were kids, they would have the guy that would go on TV every week and be like, "Here's my picks for this coming Sunday."
I did see this. I think I saw it in college. I'm pretty sure
it came out in 2005.
Yes, because I was that. Originally. Yeah, so that would have been freshman year for me, and so I did see this. I think I saw it in theaters actually.
And Al Pacino plays like the old veteran of the game, so to speak. He recruits McConaughey to like be his apprentice, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is married. Pacino is married to Renee Russo in the film. So there's kind of I won't say a love triangle, but there's
something going on.
There's something going on there. It is at points very funny. It is at points pretty.
It gets pretty dark. Yeah.
It gets dark. Yeah, it definitely gets dark. I had seen it also, I think in college, maybe not when it first came out, but at some point somebody went to Blockbuster and brought it home kind of thing. Yeah. And I didn't remember, for some reason I thought the Pacino character was a little more nefarious, and he still is. Like he's because basically, he basically is like what you would expect from a guy who's been in this game, in doing what he does for so many years. Like he's, recovering alcoholic, recovering gambling addict, like all this stuff. And, but it's very good. Also, Jeremy Piven is in the movie. This is like right around the time Entourage is going. Like if you were a fan of that show. So
did you ever
recommend it.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that. Did you ever see Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a great movie too.
So that's what
Keanu Reeves
Yes, Keanu Reeves. Who's the I could picture her face, but I can't. Who is
Charlize Theron?
Charlize Theron. Thank you. That was kind of one of her first big roles too.
I can picture a scene in that movie. Picture that.
Also,
just a little male curiosity.
Empty calories and male curiosity, Georgie. But also one of the first, I think, movie roles for Connie Nielsen. If you know Connie Nielsen from, people probably know her best from from that show Nashville from years ago.
The name sounds. I did watch.
She was in Friday Night Lights. She was in the TV version of Friday Night Lights.
Are you talking about Connie Britton?
Connie Britton, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I apologize. I knew it was a Connie, but I couldn't. I got the last name wrong.
Okay. This is like the one of the few times I've ever corrected you on an actor.
There you go. Anyway, so that was Two for the Money. And then the second of the McConaughey double feature is a movie called Killer Joe, which is directed by William Friedkin, who I've talked about on the show before. So he directed French Connection, Exorcist, those movies. Basically, it is set in Texas. It stars Emile Hirsch, which I don't know if people know who Emile Hirsch is.
I do know the name.
So Emile Hirsch and his dad comes up with a plan and enlists his father, who he's kind of estranged from. His father's played by Thomas Hayden Church, who you may remember from. He was in Sideways. He was in Wings years ago. He was the villain Sandman in the Spider-Man. He was in the No Way Home Spider-Man, the most recent one, the one that had all three Spider-Men in it. But anyway, it also stars Gina Gershon. Go ahead.
He was in. We're still talking about Emile Hirsch, right?
Yeah.
He was in The Girl Next Door. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh yeah. Another empty calories in milk.
A lot of empty calories in that one.
And then also, I was about to speak about another one. Gina Gershon. You know who Gina Gershon is? From she was in Showgirls. She was in.
I saw Striptease. The Striptease and Showgirls came out at the same time, right?
They did. They came pretty close to each other.
Yeah. It's like the mid Black Independence Day.
I'll tell you this, buddy. It was a hell of a time to be a 13-year-old 13-year-old male. I'll just tell you that.
There you go.
And then also in the movie in Killer Joe is Juno Temple, who we know from Ted Lasso as Keely, the Roy Kent's longtime girlfriend. So, but it's very weird because in this movie she has a Texas accent, and it's like, wait a minute, this is
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, it's very odd. But the movie basically, so Emile Hirsch and Thomas Hayden Church come up with a plan. So Thomas Hayden Church is married to Gina Gershon, but Gina Gershon is not Emile Hirsch's mother. So they've remarried. Emile Hirsch goes to Thomas Hayden Church and says, "Look, my mom has this insurance policy that can pay out. So let's hire someone to kill her, and then we'll take the money and run, basically." Because Juno Temple, who is Emile Hirsch's sister, is the beneficiary of the insurance plan, of the life insurance. So they hire Matthew McConaughey, who is actually a detective for, I think he says the Dallas Police Department, but I can't remember. But basically, he's a cop who on the side kills people, pretty much.
Nice.
Is the gimmick. So, I would definitely recommend it. It's kind of bat crap crazy, honestly. I will say this. Are you familiar with the song by Clarence Carter, Strokin'? You know what song I was speaking of?
Yes. Yeah, it's like an old blues song, isn't it? Yeah.
Stroke it to the east, stroke it to the west, stroke it to the west.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie has one of the best needle drops of that song I've ever heard. It's just like when it starts, you're like, wait a minute, is this what's happening here? So for that and that alone, I would recommend Killer Joe. It's streaming on Tubi right now. If you're well, actually,
Tubi's got some.
Tubi does have some good movies. I think it's on Tubi. Maybe it's on something. or Prime. It's on Prime. That's what it is. It's on Prime Video.
Gotcha. Okay, I do have Prime.
Yeah. So, well, you better. How are you going to watch Bears Eagles this week?
Oh, I know. Black Friday. How will I watch Caleb be a system quarterback if I?
Well, it's a system that works apparently. So, all right. Anyway, let's not get into trouble this early. All right. So that does it for me. Anything else on the non-football front before we transition here?
Well, we'll let you know that Winthrop did cover the plus 16.5. So that's a good one.
I tell you what, man. I never know what direction you're going to go, what college is going to come out of your. I'm waiting for like the East Tennessee State covered against, Bethune-Cookman or what, like that's it's just.
Well, I got a money line bet going on right now on Utah Tech over Portland State.
Utah Tech. Oh my God.
There's your. You didn't even know that school existed.
Utah Tech. I did not know there was a Utah Tech. Oh my God, Brandon, we need to. Might need.
That's some sweet action.
That's some sweet action. You're definitely in Kramer territory.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the football of the college variety. So I know you've got some new clips this week for some new segments we're going to roll out. I wish I had told you to cue up the "I'm Back, Baby" from Frank Costanza.
Hold on. I have that on the computer. I don't think it'll let me up. Oh, there it is. Pretty sure I've got this on me. Processing. Oh, come on.
While you're doing that, before we get to our picks, I do want to give a shout out to my alma mater, Stephen F. Austin State University. They did win the Southland Conference, and they are in the football championship series playoffs, which begin this week. They have a bye in the first round. They will face the winner of, I can't remember the two teams that are playing now. I had it listed and I lost and I didn't save it. But so they will not play this week. They will play the following week. They will host, I think it's Lamar and somebody else who are playing for the opportunity.
Is this the one where like North Dakota State wins every year?
Yeah. This is the one where like it's North Dakota State and like the two Montana schools. It's like Montana State, and Montana. Those they're always like the best teams.
That's what I think of when I can never remember like what is like Division II versus what is FCS like that I get a little mixed up on that.
I remember my first year in college at Northwestern State because they're in the same conference as OSFA. Northwestern State made it to the playoffs and they had to go play in Montana, like this time of year in Montana, and they just got their doors blown off. It was
I bet. They didn't want any part of that
bad.
Cold.
It was bad. Did you get Frank ready or?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so, I appreciate that, buddy. Week 13, 7-3 for your boy, 74-56 overall. Brandon, you kept a good pace, 6-4.
Yeah, I didn't lose too much ground.
Didn't lose too much ground. So you're 3 games behind me. We'll get to the picks here in a minute. A big weekend. This is technically the final weekend of the regular season for college football for the FBS, the football bowl champ, whatever it's called.
Rivalry week.
Rivalry week. I do want to mention a couple of, and some of these games I'm about to mention we will pick, but some of them we will not. So I just want to give a mention to them. So you've got Georgia versus Georgia Tech, which is 2 ranked teams. Obviously a non-conference game. Georgia is finished with their conference schedule. They have a chance to get in the SEC championship, but they need some help. They need some help from your Longhorns. They need some help from, I think, Auburn. Maybe one other school. Then, obviously, the big one for you, Friday night, Texas A&M versus Texas in Austin, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
And then around that, a little while after that, the Battle of Arizona. We got the Arizona Wildcats, the Arizona State Sun Devils fighting it out Friday night as well. Then the big one on.
I was going to say, you don't want to mess with those Devils, boy.
No.
Did you ever see that quote from Herm Edwards?
No, I don't think so.
So you remember he was the Arizona State coach for a little while?
The coach. Yeah.
So when he got there, somebody, like, you know how the reporters will say what newspaper they're with, and he was like from Devil's Daily or something like that, like some website that covered the Arizona State program, and he goes, Devils, I wouldn't be messing with those Devils, boy. He's like, are you not aware of what the mascot is, Mr. Edwards? So.
Wasn't he fired on the tarmac or something? Wasn't that the story? Like when he got let go from Arizona State, they were like
there was something weird that happened with it. I don't remember the exact story, but it didn't go away.
Listen. I am a Herm Edwards fan. I loved him on Mike and Mike in the Morning back in the day because he would used to. My favorite thing Herm Edwards would say is, "If I tell you it's Easter, you better start culling your eggs." Like. I don't know why that would always get me every time he would say it. All right, back to the college football here. The big game on Saturday, one of the big games, Ohio State at Michigan. Obviously, Michigan has beaten Ohio State now 4 times in a row. It's
something like that.
I mean, obviously, last year was the big upset because nobody expected Michigan to beat them in Columbus, and they did. This game's in Ann Arbor. Ohio State looking to make a statement before they get into the Big Ten.
They're trying to make an Ohio statement.
Yeah. Presumably playing against Indiana, who plays Purdue on Friday afternoon. And then also on Saturday, you got Miami at Pittsburgh. Those are both ranked teams. Vanderbilt at Tennessee, so the battle for Tennessee there in Knoxville. And then, I think that's the only ranked matchups. Obviously, we've got some classic rivalries: the Iron Bowl, Alabama-Auburn. That one's on Saturday. The Battle of Los Angeles, UCLA-USC. That'll also be on Saturday. So, How are we feeling about the Longhorns, buddy? We
just want to play spoiler. I think I saw this from, I think it was the account that you sent me about, like the scout, and he said that Arch has played like a first round pick the last couple of weeks, and so that kind of that sort of validated what I had seen, which is like, I think he's playing fine. I think there's a lot of stuff around the offensive line and other parts of the team that have not played well, and I think that's been the problem. And so hopefully the defense gets its mojo back. Hopefully Arch continues to play well, and hopefully we can block somebody. So that's all I got.
I really do think one of the funnier outcomes would be the Saints just drafting Arch in 2027 anyway, after like all this. Like, oh, he's gonna come out in 26. Saints will have the number 1 pick, yada yada. And now we've gone through this whole cycle of Arch sucks. Saints have Shuck. He actually might be their guy, yada yada yada. Now we might just be back to this time next year. We're getting ready for
draft Arch.
Who knows? Let's get to the actual games we're going to pick here. Let me pull this up. So we are picking, we have 3 games on Friday and then 7 games on Saturday. So we'll start Friday. This is another classic rivalry, the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss traveling to Starkville, play Mississippi State. Ole Miss is the road favorite. A lot of talk around Ole Miss right now. Obviously, Lane Kiffin, the discussion of a lot of rumors and innuendo.
Well, you know what they say. Love runs out the door when love flies innuendo.
That's true.
That's an old Groucho Marx quote for you, Paul.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's why you come to Bless Them Boys, ladies and gentlemen, for that kind of stuff. Ole Miss, again, traveling to Starkville. Ole Miss laying 7.5. That doesn't feel like a lot of points. Mississippi State is 5-6 this season. So I'm going to lay the points with the Rebels here.
I'm going to take the points on the distraction narrative.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm going with.
I didn't think about that one. Oh, we got Donnie in the chat. Donnie, I've popped in here to say Andy sucks. LOL. So yeah, he's getting his. I'm sure.
Can't wait to
get his heat back.
Yeah, Andy's gonna. Andy will come in and wait. Was it
Andy?
Andy. So okay. So yeah,
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Andy was in here. He's like, yeah, great show, guys. By the way, Donnie sucks or something like that.
There we go. So they're trading blows in the comments.
Yeah, they're cutting promos on each other.
There we go.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, another game on Friday here. We've got Utah, the Utes. Very disappointed in the Utes last week.
That was. What are you doing? They did win the game though.
They won the game. I have to share this. I did say, I think I texted you this. I said, I really wish Utah's offense would be very good. Then I could say that the only person who can cover the Utes is Joe Pesci.
Yes. Or defend. You said defend the Utes. Yeah, whoever would defend the Utes.
Dang it. I messed up my own joke. Oh. Well, this week we'll see how the Jayhawks of Kansas do. Utah traveling to Kansas. Utah's laying 13.5. Do I make the same mistake 2 weeks in a row? Do I lay the points with the Utes here?
I'm laying the points. I'm back on the wagon.
Yeah. All right. Well, fine. I will hop on the bandwagon with you. All right. Up next, here's one of those ranked matchups we talked about. Non-conference here, but a rivalry game. Georgia traveling to Georgia Tech. Bulldogs are laying 13.5. I'm going to take the 13.5 with the Yellow Jacket.
Wasn't Georgia Tech pretty disappointing last week too?
They laid an egg against Pitt. Might have been looking ahead to this game. I mean, Georgia again. The reason I'm taking the point, this game for Georgia doesn't. I mean, it matters in terms of like the committee and all that stuff. They need help to get in the SEC championship anyway. I mean, you don't want. Well, actually, winning this game would help them too because I think the tiebreaker also includes like something about where you're ranked in the So the FBS rankings or whatever they're called now, the playoff rankings.
Yeah, I'll roll with you. I'll take Georgia Tech.
All right. Here we go. Saturday. Here's the big one we talked about. Ohio State travels to Ann Arbor. Ohio State laying 9.5 against the Wolverines. I'm gonna lay the points with the Buckeyes. I think this is the year they get it done against the Wolverines.
That's what I think that's where I'm at too. I think Michigan's missing some people, or it feels like they've had people out, and so I'll go ahead and
also Bryce Underwood, obviously freshman quarterback. This will be his first Ohio State Michigan experience, so keep that in mind as well. But also the Ohio State quarterback is a freshman too, isn't he? Julian. Yeah, so. He's been a super Saiyan. Yeah, he's Super Saiyan. Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't sure if you would get that reference or not. I didn't know if.
I got you. I'm here.
I'm aware.
I am aware. Up next, Texas Tech rides into Morgantown, West Virginia, to take on the Mount. Almost heaven. Hasn't been heavenly season for the Mountaineers, but you know. They're working on it. Texas Tech laying 20.5 points. 10-1 on the season are the Red Raiders. I believe they have clinched a spot in the Big 12 championship. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check that. But they're number 5 in the country. I'm going to lay the 20.5 with the Red Raiders here.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Up next, this is a fun matchup just from a naming perspective. UCF at BYU. It's the battle of the 3-letter schools here. So BYU's at home here. They are laying 18.5 points, ranked number 11 in the country. I think I'm going to lay the points with the Cougars.
I'll take Central Florida. What the heck?
What the heck? Up next, SEC matchup here. LSU travels to Oklahoma, take on the Sooners. Obviously, LSU coming off a win under their interim head coach, Frank Wilson, against Arkansas. Well, that was 2 weeks ago. They're coming off a 3-point win over Western Kentucky last week at home.
There you go.
Not ideal. I think I'm going to lay the points with the Sooners here. 10.5 is the number.
I'm going to take LSU in the points.
There you go. Okay, got 3 more games left here. The next one, James Madison, who I believe have an outside chance at that top 5, Power 5, whatever that.
The Group of 5.
Group of 5. Thank you.
Yeah, so because Memphis and all the other teams keep blowing their chances at this, and so
right.
it's like who wants it less right now?
I want to say So the rankings that came out tonight, as we're recording Tulane was the team. Tulane was the team. So, but James Madison trying to make a statement here. They are traveling to Coastal Carolina. James Madison's the road favorite, laying 21.5 points. I'm going to be honest, I don't know anything about either of these teams. I'm just going to lay the points with the Dukes.
I'm taking you don't want to take the Chanticleers?
Chanticleer. Isn't Coastal Carolina the school where they had the coach who did the post-game speech about dogs, about I want a dog. I don't want a bunch of cats. I want dogs or something.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know if that's right, but I know what the speech is. I know what speech you're talking about, but I don't know if that's I know the speech, but I don't know if this is the school. I said I don't know.
All right. 2 more games here, and there are intrastate rivals. First up, Virginia Tech, who just hired James Franklin to be their new coach next year.
I wanted to mention this because I actually was watching the Virginia Tech game. I had that on for a little bit, and they had Franklin in the booth, and he was actually came across really impressive. He just well thought out, very elaborate on what he's trying to do. I guess a lot of coaches are like that, when you're just talking to him, but he just came across really well. I mean, so
does he doesn't have ties to Virginia Tech. I mean, he started at Vanderbilt. That was his first job, and then he went to Penn State, obviously.
That's a question I couldn't answer for you, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, listen, a job's a job. I mean, if he thinks he can, my guess it's going to be easier to compete in the ACC than it was the Big Ten, but we'll see. But anyway, Virginia Tech travels to Virginia to play the Cavaliers. The Hokies are getting 11.5 points. I am going to lay the 11.5 with the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I'm going to too. One of the things that I took away, besides I was impressed with James Franklin, was that Virginia Tech currently is not very good.
Right. Wouldn't it be funny if Drew Aller decided not to go into the draft and transfer to Virginia Tech?
That would be hilarious.
That would be kind of after he was supposed to be a top 10 pick coming into the season.
That hasn't gone very well, has it?
Which I don't know if Aller even has eligibility left. So let me preface by saying that. All right. Last but not least, the Battle of Los Angeles. The Bruins of UCLA, who are also still looking. I think they're still looking for a new head coach. Neuheisel is still the interim coach there. Travel to USC, take on the Trojans. Trojans are laying 20.5 points. I'm kind of leaning towards taking the points here. I don't know why.
I'm taking the points. But did you see the
I'll
UCLA
take the
fake
points.
field goal though?
No, I don't think I did.
Ooh, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
Well,
They tried to run a
that's a
fake
shame.
field goal, and then it got picked up and taken back for a touchdown. It was pretty rough.
Well, that's not ideal. That's less than ideal, I would say. All right. Anything else on the college slate that we want to mention before we move on to the professional ranks?
No, but I will say that I do not have my preseason picks updated for this week.
That's okay.
I'll have to get that. I'll have to get that.
Actually, I wanted before we get to the recap or the recaps, I should say. We did get a bi-week dispatch from our good friend Donnie. So, and this is a little more overall the entire NFL. So I thought we'd start with that. So
it doesn't just say Andy sucks.
So no. Let me check. No, doesn't just say that.
Okay.
So the title of the email: Bi-week Dispatch Random Musings. So he says, "Happy Thanksgiving to all." Yep, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there in America. If you're listening outside of America, happy Thursday to you. Coming up. So he wants to give, Donnie does want to say congratulations to Brandon on the Cowboys getting the W over Philadelphia. Uniforms were correct, looked beautiful. Very perplexed by Brian Schottenheimer's coaching down the stretch. I don't want to steal your thunder here, Brandon, if you're going to get to this. But
yeah, I think a lot.
Donnie,
I think a lot of that is just like play call. Some of the play calling in the red zone is like questionable. Yeah. I think he's still. I think that's coaching growing pains.
Okay, so because I'm gonna talk about that with my rookie head coach too. But anyway, with a little over 3 minutes to play, Dallas had a fourth down inside the 5 in a tie ball game. To me, this was a no-brainer. Kick the field goal, take the lead, play defense. They elect to go for it, proceed to turn it over on downs. Would have been a fireable offense to me if the Eagles go on and win on a field goal at the end, but they didn't. Now Donnie needs Dak and the boys to take care of business on Thanksgiving. Obviously, playing the Chiefs.
I'm certainly hoping that we will.
Yeah. Donnie goes on to say, "I really dislike the Chiefs and do not watch them unless they are playing the Broncos. Yesterday, Red Zone was going to the Chiefs game a lot, and boy, let me tell you what, I am over Tony Romo glazing Mahomes. Mahomes played okay, but Romo was like, here comes playoff Mahomes, Jim." He said that like 14 times last week against Denver, too. It was gross. So, Donnie, not a fan of your boy Tony Romo's love for Patrick Mahomes.
Noted.
And then finally, I am aware. And then finally, Donnie says, with Baker Mayfield, that is, getting hurt, are we prepared for a Carolina Panthers NFC Championship scenario? They have 49ers tonight. He wrote this email on Monday. Home for Rams and then a bye. Then at Saints, home for Bucks, home for Seahawks, and at Bucks. They could lose all of those games or win 2 or 3. Unfortunately for them, the Bucks have 3 home games in a row. Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, at Panthers, at Dolphins, home for Panthers. Can they get healthy enough to win 4 of those games? So we could talk about that as we get to the recap, but obviously the Bucks and Panthers kind of in a who wants it more, maybe for the
who wants it less. This is a who wants it less situation. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the recap. So real quick, I know you said you didn't have your preseason picks. I was 7-7, even Steven for week 12. 105 and 73 for the season. Spread, a different story. Different story for your boy. The spread picks, we were both 4-10 for the week.
Fade them boys.
73 and 1. Fade them boys. I am 73 and 105 for the season. You are 80 and 98. Did I mix this up? Wait.
I'm 81 and 97.
81 and 97. Okay, sorry. I screwed that up. All right, anyway. 81 and 97. You are 8 games. Well, I guess 8.5 games. No, 8 games behind.
8 games.
No, 8.5. Yeah, you're 8 in the win column. You're 8 games behind Donnie.
Right.
Donnie is 1 game above 500, 89 and 88. Our good friend Andy is at 87 and 91. In the spread, in the confidence picks, you are in the lead, 112 and 65 for the season with 1,004 points total. You were, I meant to write down the week's number, but I wrote down the season number by accident. I don't know what you were for the season. I apologize, or for the week. Sorry.
I was what week?
Week 12.
Week 12. I was 9 and wait. Oh, I don't have that. Hold on. I've got it pulled up.
Well, while you do that, I will just say for the season, I am 104 and 73. I'm at 893 points. Andy's at 101 and 61, 874. And Matt Eberflus or whoever our Brock Purdy, whoever our mystery opponent is, 87 and 47 with 750 points.
I was 11 and 3 this week.
There you go. 11 and 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With 90 points, I believe.
Yep.
I had 68 points for the week. I don't know what my record was, but that's not important. We did have one more team settle their win totals for the season. That was the Jaguars. They hit the over 6.5. You and I both had that. So I am now 4-1 on the win totals for the year. You are 3-2. Andy also 3-2. So keeping track of that. And then finally for our skins game, our win-loss game, I'm sitting at 114 points for the season. You are sitting at 102. So pretty close. We're still close. I think I don't have it in front of me, but I think the biggest detriment to you is one of us took Colts losses.
That was me.
And I think that was you? Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, Colts losses hurts.
Wait. What? Hold on. No, because you had you had Texans wins and Colts losses, I think. I got
it right here. Yeah, I had Colts losses. What's holding you back right now is
the Rams.
Bengals wins. Bengals wins. Rams losses. Steelers losses, that's not terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you had Bengals wins. They only have 3 right now. Rams losses, they only have 2. And then for me, I have Texans wins, which has gotten better, obviously. I had Colts losses. That's only 3. I have Commanders wins. That doesn't help.
Well, that's not helping you.
That's another one. That's not good for business.
That's not even good for anybody.
So yeah. So I think I've recapped all. We'll review our upset picks and our locks when we get to that segment. But for right now, let's move on. So Brandon, I'm going to turn the floor over to you. You got these new segments you want to introduce here.
Yeah, so instead, we thought since we're not always able to watch every single game in the week, that instead of going through game by game, we've got some new segments that we'll go through to kind of talk about the week in review. So we've got well, obviously, since we're Cowboys and Saints fans, we do watch those games. We'll cover the Cowboys and Saints in the Gotta Support the Team segment, and then we'll take a look at, each of us will pick out a performance that we thought was really great, really, really great. And then we'll also we'll move on to the Sweet Fancy Moses segment, where we pick out something that we thought was pretty disgusting. And then finally, we'll wrap it up and do kind of a just a league. I think we can work this into just an overall storyline for the week as well. And then we can, when we get to when we cover the playoff picture, that'll give us a good chance to kind of hit any points that we missed for the week. Just trying to switch it up a little, get a little bit more. Just trying to switch things up and keep it fresh.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah, we're a year into the show. You gotta keep things fresh and whatnot. So let's hit the first segment here.
Thanks, David Putty. He kicks us off.
Shout out to David Putty. I'll let you go first since you have better news.
Well, it didn't look like that at the start because this game there was a lot of self-inflicted pain in this one because the Cowboys got the ball first, were moving the ball and got to midfield, went for it on fourth down. Dak threw the ball a little outside of Javonte Williams' reach. They turned it over on downs. Philadelphia was able to take advantage in the passing game pretty early. Of the Cowboys corners were playing a lot of off coverage, and they were kind of spamming just like the sort of like 10-yard dig routes to A.J. Brown. The first touchdown was they had Bland in man coverage, and he's playing like outside leverage, and Brown just gives him kind of a turn and then like a subtle little push to create separation. Like just it's not the kind of push where you're going to get a call on it. It's just sort of like use your body to create separation. And then they had turnovers. The Kevontae Turpin fumble. Obviously, they had the interception in the end zone when Dak was kind of drifting back and tried to get it to CeeDee Lamb, and so wasn't able to get anything on it and underthrew it. And then there was also they had gotten off the field a couple of times on one drive. But they had like a roughing the punter call where Ryan Flournoy got his fingers on the ball, but like the refs like actually came out and said that they should have like said that it was tipped because he got like fingertips on the ball. The Cowboys probably should have challenged anyway. So that gave the Eagles a first down.
You can challenge that?
You can. Yeah. Oh. Yep. Because if it's tipped, then it negates the roughing call. Right. And so if they can,
that makes sense. I just didn't know you could challenge them.
Yeah, so you can challenge and make I think it's like a pass interference too. If you challenge if the ball is tipped, if like you have a pass interference call,
can you challenge if a pass interference should have been called?
Or if a guy like runs straight into a guy, I don't think they tried that fall. They never. This is what a stupid year. And then they had another stop that they got where Jadeveon Clowney had lined up off sides, and so then negated the third down stop. And then finally they got a touchdown to George Pickens right before the end of the first half to cut it to 21-7. And then from there they were able to consistently move the ball pretty well. Like the Eagles defense has been like one of the top 5 defense in the league this year, and Dallas moved the ball pretty consistently against him. Like Dak had 350-something yards passing. George Pickens was incredible again. If CD catches passes against this team and they don't have their issues in the red zone, like this could have like been a blowout the other way because of like the way they were playing. I think one of the other things I saw was that Jalen Carter just got like beat up pretty regularly by Tyler Booker, the first round draft pick. And so like Eagles fans were posting clips and it was like, I've never seen Jalen Carter get like
owned,
like stonewalled like this. So he was giving him the business.
Did Jalen Carter spit on anyone?
Not that I saw, not this time.
Okay. Good.
So,
good.
But yeah, it was just a really impressive game. I agree with Donnie that like in the red zone, maybe let's stop trying to get a little too cute with it. I know we've got great receivers, but the field's so condensed in that area that just give it to Javonte. He's been good in short yardage situations. Your offensive line's played well. And then because their defense had been playing so well in the second half, like the Philadelphia offense in the second half did basically nothing, and also turned the ball over a couple of times. Like I'm okay with trying to go for it there and make it a touchdown game and then trusting your defense to keep them from like going 97, 98 yards in that situation. I think it's a little bit of a toss up, but I am okay with that decision. I'm a little bit more like questioning the play calling decision making. And then obviously I think the other thing is everybody is giving this guy a shout out. This was Elijah Clark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will say, because I talked about this guy in the preseason because I liked what I saw from him. And so good to see him just like hustling and getting so much attention and positive.
This is the clip that's been going around Twitter of he gets knocked down a couple times on a punt. Is this a punt?
Punt, yeah. He's the punt coverage.
He's the punt coverage, and he gets knocked down a couple times, just keeps getting back up, and eventually chases down. Who was the punt returner for? Was it Devontae Smith?
No, it was. This is the guy who the Jets cut because he fumbled the
Gibson.
Yes, it's Xavier Gibson.
SFA alum Xavier Gibson. Yeah.
He's not bringing glory to your school right now. Let me tell you.
His biggest claim to fame,
besides fumbling,
Xavier Gibson, besides fumbling, is the Jets-Bills game that Rodgers got injured in, like 4 plays into the game.
The
opening night game. He returned the punt for a touchdown in overtime that won that game.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was his claim to fame before all his issues started. But that's now a couple things before we move off of this game.
Well, I do have one more thing on Elijah Clark, because did you see the clip of Philly kids in the school doing the punching bag?
Yes, I did. Yes.
So his nephew, I think, goes to that school.
Oh, okay.
So he said that his nephew did not participate in the activities. So
that's good. That's good.
So
I did see. So I know it's hard for you when guys who went to UT end up playing for the Eagles, but I did see your boy Makuba, I believe, got injured. He's got an injury situation.
Yeah, that was on the George Pickens catch that set up the game-winning field goal, because he got rolled up on the tackle.
And then there was another guy, Ojumbo, Moro.
Yeah, one of their defensive linemen.
Also from UT, right? He's also a long.
Yeah. That's right.
But then I texted you at one point. The Turpin, I know he's got fumbling issue, but that Turpin guy, man, he's fast. Like he's a different speed. That one play, I think it was that last drive where Dak caught him over the middle, and he just like went.
Yeah, so he was Dak. I think Dak gets forced off his spot in there, and then Turpin just kind of sits down inside the middle of like the zone between two defenders, and Dak just kind of directs him and then throws it, and then Turpin just like turns and just like boat races like everybody to the edge.
Right. Yeah. So a big win for you guys. So the Cowboys are now 5-5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Chiefs coming up on Thursday. You still have to play
the Lions.
You still got the Giants and Commanders, and you got the Lions. So
we got the Vikings. So I know we've got the Vikings. So how many games do we have left?
Yep.
It is
5-5-1. So you got 6 games left. So you got
You
got the Chiefs. Lions.
Vikings.
I know you play the Giants and the Commanders. And
then I can't remember who that last game is.
That's 6-1. Chargers.
Yeah, that's
the Monday. Does you have a Monday night game against the Chargers or Sunday night game against the Chargers?
Is that right? Maybe.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So listen, man, I don't want to. I'm not going to jinx you, but I mean, if nothing else, I think this season for your team is a step in the right direction. It feels like.
Well, there's another the defense, once they added Quinnen Williams and got everybody back from injury, has been like reasonable. Like, it's actually the defense is competent, which is all you really needed from the get-go. And like, they may not make the playoffs because of the hole that they dug themselves into early, but like, this is the kind of building blocks you wanted going into next season in this Dak window.
Obviously, best case scenario is you win out. So you'd be 11-5-1 if you win out. That should get you in the playoff. In the NFC, 11 wins should get you in.
Winning out is
some crazy tiebreaker with,
Winning out is a bit of a tough task given the schedule.
I get it. But I mean, but listen, you do play Detroit. So if you beat Detroit, at least you'd have that tiebreaker if that comes up in a wild card.
That's the other part of this is like the Carolinas and other teams. Like, we've already lost to a couple of teams that are like trying to get into the playoffs, and so that's kind of the difficult part of this. Yeah,
you've got losses to Carolina, you got losses to Chicago. I mean, the tie with Green Bay. If that ends up being a tie for the 7th seed, Dallas and Green Bay, I don't know how you break it.
What do you do there?
You got to go.
Coin flip,
common opponents.
Strength of schedule.
You got to go. Strength of schedule, I tell you a team that's not making the playoffs, buddy, and that's the New Orleans Saints. Man, who presented Eagles Cowboys this week? Who was
that? Would be Miles Austin.
Miles Austin, of course, the great Miles Austin. Bobby Hebert, who was probably on the radio for this game in the pregame.
I should tell you this. I did watch the episode of Seinfeld today with the Bobby Hebert episode.
The big salad. The big salad episode.
Yes, I do. Yes, Big Salad.
Yeah.
So
that's the Big Salad episode. Well, there you go. Yeah, because that is the beginning of season 6. That's like the second episode of season 6. So let's start here. So the Saints were coming off a bye. The Falcons are coming in. The game's in New Orleans. Falcons have Kirk Cousins starting because Michael Penix is out for the season. Drake London is not playing. The Falcons' best receiver is Darnell Mooney. Well, I guess Kyle Pitts, if you count him. The game starts. The Saints defense comes out. I mean, for my money, the defense comes out flying around. It's like, okay, all right. Falcons go 3 and out, get a punt. Second play from scrimmage, Shuck muffs a handoff to Kamara on like a inside read option type thing. Falcons recover. Defense holds them to a field goal. Okay, no big deal. And then the Saints field goal kicker, who is no longer employed, Blake Grupe, he misses a couple. And it kind of snowballs from there. The team, the Kirk Cousins plays well enough. Yeah. So the Saints missed the field goal after getting a long kickoff return from Mason Tipton, like a 75-yard kickoff return, and you can't get points out of that. That's not great. They exchange punts. Falcons get a touchdown. I don't remember this. Oh, the only points the Saints scored in the first half was a Justin Reed pick 6, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But then then the Saints miss a field goal on their last drive of the first half. The Falcons turn around, make a field goal. So now they're up 16-7 at halftime. And you talked about the red zone issues with the Cowboys. The Saints, man, like, it's so frustrating for Kellen Moore, for his offense to look like Pete Carmichael's offense from last year. Or not last year, 2 years ago, because Clint Kubiak was the offensive coordinator last year. I mean, it's just like what are we doing? Like, Kellen, you're supposed to be, like, this is literally your job. Like, this is why you got hired. And all you're doing is running Taysom Hill out there like it's, 5 years ago, and he's not coming off a major knee injury in the red zone. Like, they had 2 drives that ended in the red, like they got down to like 4th and goal and they couldn't score. It's like, how, like, what are we doing? Like, this is like you said, don't like, keep it simple. Like, just keep it simple. Like, why Shuck was playing. Listen, I'm not going to say he was lighting the world on fire, but he was playing good enough to win. I mean, the best tweet I saw about the game was, a better coach wins this game. If the Saints had a better coach, they win this game. The coaching was just not. I mean, and that's saying a lot, because you got Raheem Morris on the other sideline. Like, it's not like your coaching is. I mean, they ain't Parcells over there.
No.
Yeah.
Would it make you feel any better if I told you that the Cowboys under Kellen Moore also had some red zone problems?
I mean, it's like, I shared my frustrations last week with this. Like, he just doesn't. He has nothing to hang his hat on. Like, coming into the season, you knew it wasn't going to be a playoff season, but you were hoping, or at least I was hoping, by this point in the season, we'd be like, okay, we at least have some kind of identity. We at least have some kind of something. Like, we got something, some kind of momentum going forward. Like, I'm at the point now, man, where I wouldn't be shocked if he's a one and done coach. Honestly, like, he's just. I think under different ownership, different general managership, which I'll talk about that here in a second. Like, if this was the Carolina Panthers, he'd have been fired 3 weeks ago. Like, they fired Frank Reich for much less. Like,
they fire people. They fire people like it's a bodily function.
It's a bodily function. So let me talk about the general manager for a second, Mickey Loomis, right? So Gail Benson, the owner, has this interview with Jeff Duncan during the bye week, where she talks about Mickey's great record of success. The best thing Mickey Loomis did for the franchise, he did it 19 years ago when he hired Sean Payton. Like, that's the last great thing he did. She credited him with handling the Derek Carr situation. He didn't handle it. Derek Carr was just like, I want to leave. And by the way, even if he did handle it, he's the one who caused the problem in the first place by giving the guy the contract he did.
It's good to have friends in high places, Paul. I don't know if you're.
I mean, like, it's like, what are we doing? And then he signs Brandon Cooks in the offseason to a 2-year contract. Brandon Cooks, who's 37 years old, or however old he is.
Let me tell you, I could have told you not to sign Brandon Cooks. That dude is washed.
He's Brandon cooked.
He's Brandon cooked. Exactly.
He's past tense. But anyway, so they sign him during the offseason. He is the subject of trade. Like there were teams calling to check in on him at the trade deadline, and they did not trade him. They didn't get anything for him. And then a week later, or 2 weeks later, they're trying to release him, and they can't even release him in a way that the CBA will allow. Like, they basically tried to release him twice, and the CBA was like, "Nope, can't do it that way." Like, they were trying to do it in a certain way where, like, they guaranteed. I don't know all the particulars, but and so they finally release him, and today, as we're recording this, he is now a Buffalo Bill, which, as you texted me, Bills love their old receivers. Like,
yeah, they love to take a shot at. They love to roll the dice on some washed up former Cowboy wide receiver.
There you go, Mari Cooper. Where you at? By the way, I mentioned this when I did my fantasy draft about the person who drafted Amari Cooper in the first round. Huh? Right? Because so that person, I played that person in fantasy this week, and I could that's right. And I could tell they gave up because they had Omari and Hampton in their starting lineup, who's been on IR for weeks. They had like all these. I think the only person they had actually playing this week was maybe Baker Mayfield. No, maybe Baker Mayfield, and he didn't even finish his game. So it's like I kind of felt bad because like I was like on the border of not making the playoffs. Like if I had lost this week, I may not have made the playoffs. So I kind of felt bad, but well, I made the playoffs, so whatever.
We should
anyway. But back. Go ahead.
No, I was going to talk about. I was going to mention Teddy Bridgewater actually played this week, which was.
Oh, he did. But we'll talk about that when we'll get to the Bucs game here in a minute. But so as I mentioned, Saints kicker who's been not good all season. And by the way, they have a kicker from I think Ireland or Scotland, Charlie Smith, who they signed.
They're right on the border.
Yeah. The Pete.
The Pete.
They have him to like one of these international contracts that you basically keep him on the roster. You're basically like a practice squad guy. So they've had him for like 2 years. So instead of like releasing Groupie, which they did, and then just promoting Charlie Smith, they go out and audition 2 kickers, one of whom is Justin Tucker. Yeah, that Justin Tucker. And when Kellen Moore gets asked about it, he puts his foot all the way in his mouth and says, yeah, he's been a part of some unfortunate things. Oh, really? like, buddy, like just, I mean, now
he was part of them. He was causing the.
He was a big part of them. Yeah.
He didn't mention that it was causing the unfortunate thing.
Now, luckily, they did not sign Justin Tucker. They instead signed Cade York, who is actually a former LSU kicker, ironically.
Former Jet?
Jet? I don't know if he was a Jet. He was a Bengal. I know he's a Bengal for sure. But so Cade York coming to the Saints near you.
I should also confirm that Devin McCourty and Jason McCourty did both play for the.
Good.
They did. They did play for that. I had to. I went back to Pro Football Reference and I still had Jason McCourty open. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention.
So if you hung in with us, folks, 90 minutes in, you got that.
You got the payoff.
Shout out to you. So yeah, this franchise is just so stupid. And it's really, and another thing, I'll kind of transition a little bit to the Bears game, because I know Bears fans would love to hear us talk about them. But so the Bears were without their top 3 linebackers this week, so they start a guy by the name of DeMarco Jackson. DeMarco Jackson was once upon a time drafted by, you guessed it, the New Orleans Saints, and guess what? They didn't use him properly. They didn't use him at all, really. And now he goes to another team, and tell me where you've heard this before. He goes out there against the Steelers and like leads the team in tackles, was basically the star of the game for them. Now, granted, Dennis Allen is with Chicago and like has a relationship with DeMarco, but like, yeah, of course.
Thank goodness he didn't end up with the Eagles. Then I would have been really upset.
Yeah, I'd have heard about it. But yes, I mean, it's just like this franchise is going back to the Saints. This franchise is just a poop show right now. It's like it's just I just don't know. I just don't know, man. My wife. So usually, if the game's on, my wife knows like not to ask me to. Well, not to be like, hey, can you run to the store and get something? Or I'll wait till halftime. No, it was like middle of the third quarter. I'm like, what do you need? I'll go grab it right now. Like,
I don't need this in my life.
I'm through with this bull.
It sucks.
Thank you, Frank. It does.
Threw that one in there.
Yeah. It's not even Festivus yet. We're like less than a month from Festivus. So I'm airing grievances left and right. Right. And then it looks like, also just real quick, it does look like Kamara was hurt. A silver lining, I will say, Devin Neal, who's the rookie running back we drafted out of Kansas, had to come in the game because Kamara got hurt and actually looked pretty good when they were running the ball. But yeah, why, Shuck leads a drive all the way into the red zone, and then you decide, okay, let's do the Taysom Hill show. When, by the way, Shuck's not a small guy. It's not like Shuck is. He's not back there.
He's not Bryce Young.
He's not Bryce Young back there. Like, But anyway, what do I know? But again, I don't know ball, so
there we go.
It's whatever.
You know your team stinks.
Yeah,
you know that
I don't
much.
have to know. I don't have to know much to know that. Let's move on to let's do something else.
Let's do something more cheerful.
Let's get out of this.
Paul, you wanna lead this one off, or you want me to take it again for?
I mean, I didn't write anything down. I guess what I'll go to this. Well, I'll go to a game that was great for our local team, for the Texans, Thursday night. Taiwan Jones presents Texans 23, Bills 19. So this is a game the Texans really needed. And their defense came up in spades, sacking Josh Allen 8 times.
Yep. This kind of looked like the Atlanta game where he was just constantly under pressure.
Allen was it?
Yeah.
And I should give credit to the Falcons against the Saints. Their pass rush is legit. Now it's going to end up giving the Rams a top 10 pick because they traded up to get James Pierce, but that notwithstanding, that's whatever. But yeah, the Texans, their defense kept them in the game, and Davis Mills, God bless him, did what he had to do to get the victory here. So
how concerned are we with the Bills at this point?
I would say it's. I think their defense is concerning, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the offense can figure it out. I almost feel like the offense is at a stage where they're trying to do too much because they know their defense is.
Yeah, it's putting more pressure onto the offensive unit.
Yeah, I think Allen and listen, I mean, it's a tough season. I mean, the Patriots obviously are better than even I think you and I expected them to be. So that and now they're kind of feeling the pressure of, oh, we're now what 2-3 games back of them, and we're trying to catch them and figure this out. They've got a big one. Bills have a big game this week against the who did they play this week? Oh, the Steelers. So obviously two teams desperately needing a win. So yeah, I'm definitely concerned. I would say the concern is on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably at a 7, 8.
I think
my pick for coach of the year was Sean McDermott. He might get the axe.
His seat seems to probably warming up a little bit right now.
And also, I'll just mention, I think I mentioned this last week or a couple weeks ago, like Joe Brady was turning down coaching interviews in the offseason. I don't think he's going to have that luxury this offseason. He might be interviewing for another job, honestly. Like if
maybe they what if they elevate him to the head coach role though?
I mean, okay, but I don't know. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, maybe they do, and they bring Daboll back as offensive coordinator. Because I mean, Allen, that was when Josh Allen kind of had his kind of breakout, was with Brian Daboll as
Brian Daboll needs to go somewhere where he can do some image, some PR repair.
No, I agree. No, I agree. We talked about it. We talked about it last week. Yeah, it's not great. Not great for him. So I would say for the Texans, a good win. Obviously, I still think they're in it, but like it's just, can their offense do enough?
I was going to ask you because now with the Colts starting to had a couple of setbacks.
Yeah.
The Jags won this week. The Texans won again. So Jacksonville is 1 game back. Houston is 2 games back, and Indianapolis still has both of those. They still have to play those teams 2 times, right?
Twice.
2 for each,
right?
Yeah,
correct. So the Colts have 6 games left. 2 against the Texans, 2 against the Jaguars, and their other 2 games are Seattle and San Francisco. So like, yeah, like it's so for the Colts. I mean, I think we were definitely on the bandwagon of like, hey, Danny Dimes is having this magical run, but it might come to a screeching halt here, because the other thing for the Jaguars, they still get to play the Titans twice. So like they got the Colts twice, the Titans twice, and then I can't remember who their other two games are, but
we should say though they totally have the potential to just Jags this all over the place and just like completely
they
completely
do
blow it.
And I mean, listen, Liam Cohen. We could talk about their game against Arizona, which they squeaked out in overtime. Liam Cohen, after the game, says, we're not going to apologize for a win, which I don't blame him. Like, a win is a win. Like, you know, that's fine. But, like, I'll say this. I will side with you. Like, I would not be shocked if the Jaguars end up jaguaring, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Jaguar in this, but I just don't see the Texans. I mean, if Stroud comes back, Joe Mixon's out for the rest of the season. Woody Marks has been pretty good as their running back one. It's really comes down to that offensive line. Like, if the offensive line can give Stroud time, and him and Nico and all their receivers, and Cowboy legend Dalton Schultz can
you know what? You know what would be funny is if Stroud came back. If Stroud came back and the Texans lost the game, and then immediately people would go to like, well, maybe Davis Mills should do this start.
Somebody, I was watching Rich Eisen's show, and somebody brought up the point of like, are we sure C.J. Stroud's going to get a second contract in Houston, or are we sure he's going to get a big second contract? Like, is he going to get the Brock Purdy deal?
Speaking of guys that I still have questions about.
True. Well, we can get to those here in a moment, but yeah. So I'll put that as my really, really great performance. What do you have for yours this week?
For me, it was the Rams just coming out and just demolishing the Buccaneers. And this was always sort of the I think the early success. To touch on the Bucs portion of this first, this was always sort of the like worry about them as they started getting really, really injured, and their wins early were kind of a little dicey at times. And so I think it feels like they could crash out of the playoffs pretty hard. I mean, the fact that the NFC South is still really bad helps them. So like they may be able to cling to a playoff spot, but it feels like they're destined for one and done this postseason.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the biggest thing I'd say about the NFC South is the team that has the best, basically the only team that has a chance to catch the Bucs are the Panthers. They play the Rams at home this week, and they're 10.5-point underdogs against the Rams. Like, think about that for a second. Like, had the Panthers beat the 49ers on Monday night, the Panthers would be leading the NFC South. And now they're going to be playing the Rams, who are coming cross country. And the Rams are good. Let's not make a mistake.
Yeah.
The Rams are, I think, the best team in the NFC at this point.
It feels like it.
But it feels like it. But yeah, Tampa, if Mayfield misses some time, as Donnie mentioned in his email, you know, Teddy Bridgewater once upon a time was a serviceable backup, but I just don't know if those days are there. Now, they should get Bucky Irving back this week. Tampa should. Mike Evans is not coming back this year. Chris Godwin came back this week, but obviously that didn't do a lot. Did you see
any of the clips of Teddy Bridgewater playing in this game?
I saw the one highlight where somebody's like, "Is he like, we sure Kyle Trask isn't better than this?" Like,
yeah, like he looked at it like he had just come off the set of that commercial that he had filmed where he's the backup listener.
I mean, you know, it's the question's there. if I can transition to the Rams, so we kind of talked about before. Yeah, I mean, I think Stafford's got to be your MVP favorite at this point. They're the best team in the NFC. Like, I picked them under 10.5, which is idiotic at this point. But
I put an under, and I took the Rams' losses on the basis that, like, do I think that he can stay healthy? And like, he'd been like,
Stafford.
he was getting, he was getting an epidural at that point. So like, right. I'm going to cut us some slack here on this one because I didn't expect the immortal chamber to like turn him into a rogue cyborg.
And by the way, man, Devontae Adams got kind of a breath of fresh air in L.A., I think. I mean,
yeah, that felt like a good move when it happened.
Yeah.
Like
the last couple seasons, like the Vegas, the Jets thing, but now he looks like the old Devontae Adams right now, for sure.
So the Rams are 9-2, right? So their two losses, one was against Philly,
Eagles,
and that took two blocked field goals to keep them from winning that game. They had a chance to win it in Philly. And then the other loss was against the 49ers on a Thursday night game where they moved the ball but could not stop turning the ball over. And
that was that the Mac Jones debut? Was that the first start for Mac Jones?
I think so.
On that Thursday night game? Yeah, that was like one of the more surprising results. Now, obviously, Mac Jones would go on to win more games, but at the time, it's like, whoa, Rams lost that game to the 49ers?
But they just had they had so many turnovers in that game that it was just like It seemed like it was one of those fluky NFL games where you just like everything goes wrong, the ball doesn't bounce your way, and you end up losing because of that. And so without those two games, I mean, they could be 11-0, but they feel. I agree. I think that they are the best team in the NFC right now.
They have had a couple of games. Let me pull this up real quick here, because I've been keeping track of one-score games throughout the year. The Rams are 3-2 in one-score games. So, I mean, that's not. But I was trying to think if they've had any games that were like the opposite. So, like we've talked about the close losses or like the could have been wins. Well, how many could have been losses do they have? You know, like
I will say, I do think that their win over the 49ers was kind of the inverse of their loss to the 49ers, where I think San Francisco actually moved the ball pretty well, but they turned the ball over this time. So you could probably chalk that one up there. So, but that comes out in the wash.
Comes out in the wash. Remember that game they beat the Colts because the Adonai Mitchell drop at the goal line, the Jonathan Taylor run that got called back.
That's right.
So that's one. They went to London and just destroyed the Jaguars. They destroyed the Saints. It's not saying much. That game against Seattle, where they pretty much dominated the game, but then Seattle still had a chance at the end, like where Seattle came back and had the field goal at the end to potentially win it.
Yeah, Sam Darnold that was not Sam Darnold's finest hour in that one either. No,
he was seeing ghosts. He was seeing ghosts in that game. Yeah.
And I think the Rams defense deserves some credit for that as well.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. The Rams, I think I saw a stat. They're on average they are giving up, I want to say like 13.5 points a game or something like that. So Chris Shula deserves a lot. Their defensive coordinator does deserve a lot of credit for kind of because think about it, when Aaron Donald retired, people were like, "Oh man, Rams defense is gonna take a major step back," and then they get Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. They picked up was Emmanuel Forbes off the Commander scrap heap, and now he's like a good corner. So
for all the narrative around the F them picks with the with the Rams, they've done a good job of drafting lately. That's helped kind of replenish the team.
And that's the thing. Not to go back to the Saints, but people talk about the Saints like, oh, they've been the salary cap's what what burned them. No, they couldn't draft. They've had terrible drafts. Like, you look at the Rams, like you just brought it up. They've effed them picks, but then when they actually make picks, they make good picks. Like Jared Verse is a good draft pick. Braden Fisk was a good draft pick. Like it's not that complicated, folks. Like if you draft well and you develop your homegrown talent, you're probably going to be good.
Well, look at what the Cowboys drafted this year. They drafted Tyler Booker, who's been good. Second round, they drafted Donovan Ezeraku. And then the third round, they drafted Siobhan Revell. So, like, if you draft well, you can that makes your team more sustainable in the long run.
Yep, absolutely. All right, you want to go to the next segment here?
Yep.
I'll let you start us off here with this one.
All right. So for my pick, I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders, who fired their offensive coordinator this week, who they paid like $6 million to for 11 games of work, I believe. I don't know. I mean, I assume that after the whole debacle with the previous coaches going to Antonio Pierce, who was one and done, that they're not going to want to do that again. And I also think Brady being involved would probably ask for patience there too. But like,
I would say
they got a lot of stuff wrong right now. This was actually, I took the Browns in this game just because like I saw what the Cowboys defense did to this team. I was like, the Browns are going to do that times infinity. Like, I know the Browns are starting Shadur Sanders, but like, there's no way the Raiders are going to do anything on offense, and that's kind of how it played out. Is like that they look lost, and like I don't know, like clearly I'm sorry, Gino, but I think Gino's done. The offensive line is bad. Your two best offensive skill players between Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, like you can't, because of the offensive line and the quarterback situation right now, you're not getting very much out of them. And so like, maybe Max Crosby will be available in the offseason and the Cowboys can trade a pick for him.
Well, I mean, he did have an incident on the sideline with one of his teammates. I can't remember which one, but there was video of him and I think one of the linebackers going at each other. Which, I mean, it happens, like especially if you're in a situation where you're now 2-9, I think, of the Raiders.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I'm going to be shocked if they don't get a quarterback. Like you said, especially with Brady being in the mix, like he's going to be looking probably for either through the draft or through.
I'm curious of how they approach that. Do they try to get a pick in this year? Do they try to bring in a veteran?
Well, you have to remember they did trade for Kenny Pickett in the offseason. No, wait, did they trade or was it?
Well, Kenny Pickett signed with the Browns. Right? The Browns ended up with like 10 quarterbacks, and so they sent him to Las Vegas.
Because I did see an article. Today. They were talking about potential cap casualties for every team, and one of the ones mentioned for the Raiders was Geno Smith. Apparently, his contract's such that they could move on from him potentially. I don't know if they will, but obviously, if they do that, then you have to have a plan. You have to have some kind of contingency plan, depending on. And then, I don't know what they'll do with Carroll. I think it just matters of. I mean, so Greg Roman is now the offensive coordinator again for the third time in the history of the franchise.
Wait. Are you talking about Greg Olsen?
I thought it was wrong. Oh, yeah, it is Olsen. You're right. Greg Olsen, yeah.
Greg Roman is
somebody else. Okay, sorry. I really don't know ball. Apparently, I listened to the haters, and unfortunately, they're right.
What was that? The haters said I couldn't do it, and they were right. And honestly, good call. Yeah. Good call from the haters.
Honestly, good call. Haters, yeah. But the Raiders, it's I'm saying this as a Saints fan. It's looking as one of our generous commenters on YouTube said, "Misery loves company." Well, we do.
Here's some misery for you.
Let's talk about the Browns real quick. I do want to mention Myles Garrett. I don't think he's getting attention, but like he might end up with 30 sacks this season. Like it's a possibility.
The sack record is like definitely within reach.
What's the number? Is it
22 and a half? I think it's 22 and a half. Yeah.
Okay. So, and he's at 18.
Yep.
With 6 games left.
Yeah. So the real question will be, will somebody just lay down for him to get a sack?
That's true. We'll see. I know they play. I do think they play the Bengals again, so that could be an opportunity. They play the 49ers this week, and Purdy's not exactly. I mean, he's not a statue back there, but he's not. Nimble.
He can move around a little bit, but he's not Lamar Jackson.
Right? Yeah, he's not Lamar Jackson. So we'll see. That's definitely a reason to keep an eye on the Browns. Another thing. Okay, so the Shedeur thing. Let's just talk about the Shedeur thing for a minute. Is this, and I say this with all due respect to everyone involved, is this the Tebow 2.0 thing where it's like we're gonna really try to make Shedeur? I'm not saying Shedeur is Tim Tebow. I think Shedeur is much more gifted a quarterback than Tim Tebow. Let me be very clear. But is this a thing where, like, the Skip Baylesses of the world are now going to be on the Shedeur bandwagon of every Monday? It's like, see,
Tim Tebow did win a playoff game. I would like to point out.
He did. Donnie will remind us, I'm sure, if we don't mention it. I want Shedeur to be successful. I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. I don't know. I hope for Cleveland Browns fans' sake, I just hope they come out of this season with a clear answer of, is Shedeur good? Is Dylan Gabriel good? Like, what do they have to do at quarterback?
This is kind of, someone said this is like the perfect like ink blot test or Rorschach's test for what you see with Shedeur Sanders, because he had that one throw that was like deep down the field that was like incredible, but then like a lot of it, he completed like 50-something% of his passes. A lot of his passes were like behind the line of scrimmage. So someone was like saying Shedeur Sanders has like the longest completion by a rookie this year, and like that was a screenplay where Quinshon Judkins did all the work for it. So it's like he did have like a couple of moments, but overall, like there was a lot of like there was good and bad, and so like whatever you wanted to find out of this game, you basically could take away from this game. So
now I will say, we talked about drafting well to help build your team. The Browns look like, the Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders piece aside, their draft this year was very good. Mason Graham's been good. Carson Schwarzenegger's been good. Sampson, that you just mentioned, Dylan Sampson. Quinshon Judkins. It looks like they've gotten some good pieces to build on for the future. So I'm happy for them. For my sweet fancy Moses, I'm going to Packers 23, Vikings 6. So JJ McCarthy. Oh boy, let's
sweet fancy Moses.
Sweet fancy Moses. So I've got folks online saying they should trade for Derek Carr in the offseason, saying they should trade for Spencer Rattler in the offseason. I will say, I would be curious to see what happens if Spencer Rattler went to Minnesota, just as a experiment. Like, I think there's a 50-50 chance if that happened, Saints fans in a year would be like, oh man,
look,
it happened again. Like, what do we do? Like we just, So, but McCarthy, I think, look, this is what, his sixth start?
I think it was sixth.
Sixth? Yeah, I mean, and the Packers deep. Look, this guy Micah Parsons plays for the Packers. I don't know if you might have heard of him.
I'm more focused on Quinnen Williams right now. You know, guys who can stop the run.
But you know, I mean, let's give McCarthy a little bit of. But I know, and then he has the injury. I did see something. I forget who reported that Max Brosmer, who's their backup that they drafted from the University of Minnesota, ironically, would play if McCarthy can't go. And apparently, I did read something where like the coaches were praising Brosmer for how he looked in practice. You know how that is. I mean, we'll see how it goes. But
I wonder if. I was going to say, how did he get the concussion? And it's like Kevin O'Connell behind him with the giant board.
So yeah, you know how Dayball went in the tent to get Dart out.
He went to put him in
the
there
tent and said, no. Yeah, let's keep him. Let's keep him in there.
Well, and then the other thing about this is that I've been seeing stats, and it's been comparing J.J. McCarthy to another legendary draft bust, the biggest bust, Jamarcus Russell. He's in Jamarcus. Whenever you're in Jamarcus Russell territory, you're not having a good time.
That's a big bust.
That's a big bust.
Easy, careful.
Yeah, I'm just. He's reaching Sydney Sweeney territory.
That's where I knew you were going, but.
Well, I was thinking, who was the lady from Mad Men that was like
Christina Hendricks?
Yeah, that one.
Christina Hendricks.
That's the one I was.
That Jane Mansfield. That Jane Mansfield had some.
She had a big. She was a big buzz.
She had a big buzz.
Oh,
I watched a movie last week or the week before that starred Kim Novak, and that was another one that was mentioned on Seinfeld. You know that Kim Novak had some big ones.
All right.
Let's move on before we get we got
to keep this a family program.
Ironically, the Giants were mentioned in that clip, and that's one of your.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, because this was a big Sunday for comebacks. We had the Lions getting it to overtime against the Giants and then putting them away. Chiefs coming back from, I think it was like 20-9 against the
Colts.
Against the Colts. And then obviously my Cowboys coming back from down 21-0, tying the largest comeback in franchise history. One of which was that one that I sent you the other day with the Rocket Ismail passing overtime to walk it off.
Was the Jaguars Cardinals, was that a comeback or was that?
I don't remember
the circumstances, because that game went to overtime as well.
It did, but I don't think I think that one was kind of a back and forth. It was never really one team way out in front of the other. But like I said, I didn't see very much of that one. So
I do want to mention real quick, because we talked about Jacoby Brissett last week hitting the record with 47 completions.
Right.
He followed up this week 33 of 49 for Jacoby Brissett. Kyler Murray, buddy. Kyler Murray's not. I don't think Kyler Murray's going to end up in Arizona next year. I think he's gone. Yeah,
he's gone.
Let's see. It was 14-10 at halftime, Arizona. 17-14 after 3, and then obviously tied at the end of the. So yeah, it was a back and forth affair, as it were. Yeah. Shout out to anybody who had Jahmyr Gibbs in fantasy, because you hopefully won. Yeah, hopefully you won if you had.
I think the team that I have Jahmyr Gibbs on, I put up like 170 points.
I was gonna say, man, like you got to be.
Because I also had Jackson Smith and Jigba who put up like 20, and somebody else that put
That's
up
my
like
guy.
30 points. Yeah.
I do want to. So you mentioned Jackson Smith and Jigba. I do want to shout out the Seahawks getting the win over the Titans. So shout out to our good friend Trang. I was nervous for a little bit because, as we talked about last week, I picked the Seahawks to win in the confidence, but I took the points with the Titans. And I think it was Mina Kimes, was very complimentary of Cam Ward. And how he played against a very tough Seattle defense.
It seemed like this was his best game of the season from what I heard.
Yeah. Against a good against a very capable, very good Seattle defense. So good sign for the Titans there. Their first drive of the game was like 13 plays, took up like half the quarter, but they ended up only with a field goal, unfortunately for them. But yeah, I mean, so maybe they're figuring something out in Tennessee, hopefully. Seattle still trying to keep pace with the Rams for right now. What other game did we not mention here? Bengals, Patriots 26, Bengals 20.
That was a struggle bus for the Patriots for a lot of the way.
Yeah, well, they lost Will Campbell, their left tackle, a knee injury. I don't think it's serious, though. I think he's going to be back. If not, he should be back for the playoffs at least.
Right. He's not going to miss the season.
The Drake, had his moments.
He had a couple of. I think this one he also had a couple of rougher moments as well in this one.
I don't even like. Yeah, this was not his best game of the year, but again, they found a way to win. You don't apologize for winning. All that good stuff. Ravens beat the Jets. I mean, they kind of we got the hook got us in this one. We both had the Ravens minus 13.5, and they won by 13. So that's a shame.
That's a shame.
And then I guess last but not least, the only game we haven't really talked about is Bears Steelers. Go ahead. You want to go?
I was going to say, like, the offensive game plan. What I saw of the offensive game plan from the Steelers was like the Bears were missing all their linebackers, and then somebody showed the passing chart, and it was like nobody threw anything over the middle of the field. It was like, well, that's stupid. And then I did see that like there were a lot of guys there were a lot of coverage busts in this game from Pittsburgh. Like, I think the stat that I saw was like heard, I think they quoted on the Athletic Football Show, was the Steelers defense, when they get pressure, they're like number 2 in EPA per play on defense. And if they don't get pressure, they're like 25th. And so basically if they don't get pressure, they're in trouble. And I think this was one of those games where they didn't get pressure. The Bears basically had a lot of stuff drawn up to like beat what they were doing on defense. And then Caleb seemed like he had a good game. And
he did.
Outside of that sack where he just like, I mean, that's on him.
The two plays I'll bring up is the sack fumble, where TJ Watt causes the fumble, gets recovered, Steelers score a touchdown. And then on the last offensive drive for the Bears, 3rd down, they get a delay of game call against them. And it was like, I don't know if it was just Caleb, they didn't get the play into. I don't know what happened, but obviously it ended up, everything was fine. You don't apologize for winning, all that good stuff.
I don't know if it was that one, but I did see like a clip of somebody, and it said that he was taking a little too long to kind of like figure out what was going on in the defense to try to get them into the right play. I don't know if that's the same play.
No, I don't. Maybe it was. I don't remember. I just remember watching it live, and obviously had my eyes tuned to that game. But yeah, listen, I think Ben Johnson deserves a lot of credit. I think he should be a Coach of the Year candidate. Don't know if he'll win, but I think if the Bears end up winning the division, then yeah, Ben Johnson, he would get my vote probably for Coach of the Year. all due respect to Dennis Allen and what he's got that defense doing, they're leading the league in takeaways, I believe, which, good on them.
Well, also you have legendary Cowboy coaching the defensive backs over there too.
Who's that?
Al Harris.
Al Harris, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Former Saint, I believe Al Harris was once upon a time.
Was he?
I think he played for this. Maybe not. Maybe I'm mixing him up with somebody. While you're looking that up. For the Steelers, I will say T.J. Watt did pass his brother, J.J., all-time sacks. So congrats to him.
He was Al Harris was not a Saint. Eagles, Packers, Dolphins, and Rams.
I think I may have mixed him up with Mike McKenzie because they
had. I think they were both because that was the
dreadlocks, right?
Yeah, the dreadlocks in Green Bay.
In Green Bay, yes, that might have been because Mike McKenzie definitely played for the Saints. I remember that. But yeah, listen, big game for the Bears this week. Good test for them against the Eagles in Philadelphia on Friday. We'll see how that goes for them. Speaking of which, if we're done with Week 12, I think we want to. Well, actually, let's take a look at the playoff. Let's take a look at the
playoff picture.
Playoff picture here. So in the AFC, the 1 seed right now, your New England Patriots. Well, maybe not yours, but somebody's. 7 versus 2 right now is Buffalo at Denver. 6 versus 3 is Jacksonville at Indianapolis. And 5 versus 4 is the Har Bowl, Chargers at Ravens. In the NFC, we've got number 1 seed, the Rams. 7 versus 2, 49ers at Eagles. 6 versus 3, Packers at Bears. And then 5 versus 4, Seahawks at Buccaneers. So, and then for the draft order.
Well, before you do that, I will point out that both of the 6-3 matchups are divisional games.
Yeah. Yep. Both. Yep. That's good call there. And then the 5-4 matchup in the NFC, Seahawks at Bucks. That is a rematch. They did face off in Seattle. I think I mentioned this last week. They faced off in Seattle earlier this year. The draft order, my Saints are currently 3rd behind the Titans and the Giants. And your Cowboys right in the meaty part of the curve again, 14th. So wait, so you guys are 5-5-1. The Panthers are 6-6, but the Panthers, I guess 5-5-1 is better than 6-6.
Yeah, because we have less loss. I don't know.
It'll all come out in the wash. I would imagine. Hey, by the way, I will remind folks I do have a futures bet on Lions not making the playoffs, and right now,
just outside.
They're just outside, so.
Just a bit outside.
Speaking of the Lions, Week 13. Let me make sure I've got my spreadsheet ready here. Week 13 will kick off. This is a no bye week. No teams on a bye. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's got to play. We will kick off with the Packers at the Lions. The early game, Thanksgiving Day. Settled in with your turkey, with your cornbread. What's your go-to sides on Thanksgiving, Brandon? What's the?
We do mashed potatoes, and my wife makes these like garlic butter rolls, which are pretty amazing. And then I think this year we're gonna have some mac and cheese too.
Very nice. Do you do turkey and ham? Just turkey. Just turkey. Okay. All right. So we do both. We have a turkey. I cook a turkey. We also get a ham from Honey Baked Hams over here in town, and we also get the green bean casserole and they have this Tuscan broccoli that my son and I really like. It's like Toscana, but it's like got Parmesan cheese in it, and it's quite tasty. If you're not a broccoli fan, I understand if you vile weed. But
you wouldn't eat broccoli if it was deep fried in chocolate sauce.
we did not invite Newman over this year. Okay, so enjoy your meal. Settled in for Packers at Lions. The Packers are getting 2.5 points. This game brought to you, by the way, by Jug Gerard. I am laying the 2.5 with the Lions. I am taking the Lions at a 6.
You're a lot more confident in them than I am. I'm laying the points with the Lions. Don't like it, but I'm taking Lions at a 1.
Part of this, and part of my thinking here is the game is in Detroit. If the game were in Green Bay, I might not be as confident. All right, here's the big one from my co-host here. Chiefs at Cowboys. This one brought to you by Morris Claiborne. Chiefs
LSU.
are the road LSU legend Morris Claiborne. Chiefs are the road favorite, laying 3.5. I will lay the 3.5 for the Chiefs. I will take the Chiefs at a 3.
I have Chiefs minus 3.5, and I have Chiefs at a 12.
Okay, so you're a lot more confident there.
I think that's fine.
Might be some jinx, trying to jinx a little bit there.
If I get that wrong, I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, I bet you will. All right, moving on. The nightcap. So after all the tryptophan has set in, Jeff Blake, Saints legend Jeff Blake, presents Bengals at Ravens. Bengals might have Joe Burrow back. Sounds like.
I think they will.
They're getting 7.5. I'm going to take the 7.5 of the Bengals, but I'm going to take the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens with an 8.
Okay, I will take Ravens and lay the points, and I have Ravens 11.
This goes to 11.
I tell you what, I'm going to flip that. I'm going to take Ravens 12 and move Chiefs down to 11.
All right, so Ravens 12, Chiefs. All right, very good. All right, Black Friday. Get all your shopping done early, hopefully, and settle in. Because Dick Smith presents Bears at Eagles. Bears are getting 7.5 points in Philadelphia. I will lay the 7.5 with Philadelphia. I will take Philadelphia at a 5.
I'm going to take the points with the Bears, and I will take Bears too.
To any Bears fans that might get mad at me, you do not want me picking your team. Just throwing it out there.
If you've seen our records on these picks,
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you guys. Honestly. Moving on to Sunday, Ricky Williams presents Saints at Dolphins. Saints are getting 5.5. I am laying the 5.5 with the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins at a 14.
Points with the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins at a 4.
All right. Up next, we've got Paul Butcher. Appropriate name for Thanksgiving weekend. Paul Butcher presents Rams at Panthers.
That sounds like a person you would want to avoid.
Yeah, probably.
Stay away from the Paul Butcher.
Especially me. Yeah, especially me. Rams are laying 10.5. I'm taking the points with the I'm taking the 10.5 with the Panthers, but I have the Rams at a 9. This is one of those games. It's in Carolina. Carolina plays better at home. Rams are coming cross country. I don't know. Everybody's telling the Rams they're, what doesn't stink. Sneaky.
Okay, I will take. I'll buy into that. I'll take the Panthers plus.
Having said all that,
but I'm going to take the Rams at a 16.
Yeesh. All right. Up next, the 49ers, another NFC West team coming east. 49ers at Browns. This one brought to you by Ed Sharkey. The 49ers are laying 5.5. Feels light. I think that tells me that Vegas thinks a little more highly of the Browns, maybe.
I think a lot of that's the defense. Or maybe they just think worse of the 49ers.
I'm taking the Browns. I'm going to take the 5.5 of the Browns, but I'm going to take the 49ers at a 10.
Okay, I will lay the points with the Niners. And I'm taking the 49ers a 5.
All right, up next, a big game in the AFC South brought to you by Kiki Kuti. Texans at Colts. Texans getting 3.5 on the road. I'm laying the 3.5 for the Colts, and I'm going Colts 7.
I will take the Texans in the points.
All right.
And I will take Texans 3.
Got a couple of upset Georgia's getting upset specials going here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, up next, Ken Wisenhunt, former Cardinals coach, presents Falcons at Jets. Falcons are the road favorite, laying 2.5. Sure, why not? I'm going to lay the points with the Falcons. I'll take the Falcons at a 12.
Ooh. I'll lay the points with the Falcons, and I will pick the Falcons at a 6.
Okay. Up next, Cardinals at Tampa. So interesting on this one. When I started filling out the numbers earlier on the website, this game wasn't posted yet. Like on the Pick'em game, the game was there, but the number wasn't posted yet. Really? So I went to just the ESPN app and looked at the schedule. They had it at a 3. There was Tampa -3, but the official number here is Tampa -3.5. This game brought to you by Fred McAfee. I'm going to take the points with the Cardinals, and I'm going to take the Cardinals in an upset here. I'm going to take it at a 2.
I'm going to take the Cardinals in the points, but I do have the Bucks winning. I have the Bucks at a 7.
Even if Baker doesn't play?
No, then I would probably flip it.
Okay, because I don't know. We don't have word if Baker's playing yet or not, right?
I think I'm actually going to go ahead and flip the Cardinals.
At a 7?
Yeah, just leave it there.
Okay.
I don't have to rearrange.
All right, up next, the last early slate game. This one brought to you by Gardner Minshew. Jaguars at Titans. Jags laying 6.5 on the road. I'm going to lay the points with the Jags, and I have Jaguars at an 11. Yeah.
So I have Jaguars at 9. I'm going to take the Titans in the points. I'll feel like an idiot after that 3:30 on Sunday afternoon.
But listen, if any team could do it, it'd be the Jaguars.
No, that's exactly
right.
what I thought.
Up next, Vikings at Seahawks. This game brought to you by Mike Jones.
Who?
No, nothing. No, thank you.
Who? Yeah, okay.
We're on a little delay there. Vikings are getting 10.5. So for my friend Trang, I will do the same thing I did last week. I will take the Vikings in the points, and I will take the Seahawks at a 1.
Okay. I will take the Seahawks -10.5. Seahawks 15.
Alrighty. Up next, Raiders at Chargers. This one brought to you by Ron Mix. Raiders are not in the mix at this point, but nevertheless, Raiders are getting 9.5. I'm laying the 9.5 with the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers at a 13.
Chargers -9.5. Chargers 10.
Okay, so we're close there. Up next, Bills at Steelers. Bills laying 3.5 on the road. Against my better judgment, I'll lay the 3.5 with the Bills. I'll take the Bills at a 4.
Okay, I'm going to take the points.
No word on Rodgers yet, right? In this game?
On Aaron.
Aaron.
I haven't heard anything.
Have we heard anything from his wife?
Nothing. We have not. She goes to a different school, Paul. I told you.
Can we put Pablo Torre on that case?
There we go. That's the real investigative journalism I need. Okay, I have.
So you took the points with the Steelers.
I do, but I'm taking the Bills at an 8.
All right, Sunday night game. Boy, they did not get the good end of the stick with this one. Broncos at Commanders. Broncos laying 6.5. This one brought to you by Tito Paul. I'm laying the 6.5 with the Broncos. Broncos at a 15. Sorry, Donnie.
I have Broncos -6.5. Broncos at a 13.
And real quick, before we do the Monday night game, the Bills at Steelers is brought to you by Marv Matuzak. Apologies to him. All right, Monday night game. Here's another. So basically, the 3 Thanksgiving Day games, pretty good. The Sunday night and the Monday night game, no, not
so
great. So it kind of balances out, I guess. This one, the Monday night game, brought to you by Honor Jackson, not Action Jackson, not Michael Jackson, not Tito Jackson, Honor Jackson,
not Honor Roll.
Not on a roll. Giants at Patriots. No David Tyree or Mario Manningham in this game for the Giants. Giants are getting 7.5. I'm laying the 7.5 with the Patriots. And this is Patriots 16 for me.
I have Patriots minus 7.5. Patriots 14.
What was your 16 game?
Rams Panthers.
So you said Patriots 14?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. So that's our picks. Let's do a quick look here. So we are going head-to-head this week. 7 games. Last week we split the 4 games we were head-to-head. We were 2-2. For the season, you were ahead 40-33 head-to-head. So got to pick it up. And again, when we say head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about spread picks. We're not talking about the confidence, just against the spread. All right, buddy. You want to get to our you want to wake George up? Well, last week... Oh, actually, hang on. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Nope, that's not it. Last week, I had Steelers over Bears as my upset, but I don't know ball, so that was not right. You had Browns over Raiders, so you got that one. So I will defer to you, but let me just let you know that for the season, we are both 5-7 on our upsets. So where are you going this week for your upset?
I'm going to take Texans over Colts.
Okay. Texans over Colts.
Who you got, Paul?
All right. I think, I got to go back and look, but I think the only real upset I think I already picked one real upset.
Cardinals, Bucks?
Yeah, I think that's what but I don't know if I want to go with that one because can I zag? Well,
I'm fine if you zag. I don't care if you zag.
I think we talked.
Zag away. It's our show.
I think we talked about this last week. So, like I took the points with the Browns over the 49ers, but I picked the 49ers to win. So if I come back and say Browns over 49ers is my upset pick, is that disingenuous?
I don't care. I don't care enough to...
I'll go Browns over 49ers. I guess technically I should go...
Cardinals.
I should go Cardinals over Bucks, but what the hell. I will say I have picked against the 49ers as my upset once before, and it did not work. So we'll see if it works this time. The last upset pick I got correct was Eagles over Packers, week 10.
That's just a couple of weeks ago.
You're on a 3-game winning streak in your upsets.
Well, that's pretty good.
There you go. All right, let's do our lock of the week. Last week, we both got our locks. I had Lions over Giants. I had to sweat that one out. You had Ravens over Jets. Buddy, your lock of the week is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row on a lock of the week.
There we go. Crushing.
And you're dominating the dojo. You are 11-1 for the season. I am 10-2, so I will defer again to you.
Well, I think if you're behind, you should be the one taking the pick.
Was that how? That's how it works?
Okay, that's how I think. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Lock of the week. Let's see. What do we do here? Got a couple contenders here. Have we ever? Not that I would do this. Have I ever picked my lock to be the inverse of your upset? I don't think we've done that.
I don't think so.
So if I took Colts over Texans this week as my lock. Not saying that's what I'm doing, but that's something to keep in mind. I mean, I guess I'll go Chargers over Raiders for my lock.
Wow, locking in a Chargers game. That's a bold move.
It's a dicey proposition. This is the first time I have picked the Chargers as a lock. I have picked against the Raiders as a lock twice. Worked both times. And the last time I picked against the Raiders in a lock, it was a divisional game. It was Chiefs over Raiders. So what do you got, buddy? What's your lock of the week?
I'm going to take
Rams over Titans? No, not Rams. Not Rams. Playing the Titans.
Jags.
Sorry.
I should just for the bit. I'll take Rams over Panthers.
Rams over Panthers. Okay. So let's see. Have you picked the Rams before?
I don't know if I have actually. I have.
Yeah, you have. You picked Rams over Ravens a couple weeks ago. That worked. You picked Rams over Titans in week 2. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So week 2, you did Rams over Titans, 3, 4, 5. And in week 6, you picked Rams over Ravens, and they both hit. This is the first time you are picking against the Panthers in your lock.
There we go. Trying to switch it up. Trying to keep it a little fresh.
There we go. All right, so we'll see how that works. I talked about our head to head. I talked about our skins. I'm just making sure I get all our bases covered here. I did kind of mention one-score games earlier. I just want to point out, just looking through to see, the Carolina Panthers 5-1 in one-score games. The Chicago Bears 6-1 in one-score games. Broncos 7-2. Shout out to Donnie. Patriots 6-2. Eagles 7-2. Your Cowboys are 3. I guess technically they're 3-2-1 in one-score games.
Yeah.
Whatever. Packers are 2-4 in one-score games.
I should also point out that the Bears, who lead the NFC North, have a point differential of -3.
Okay. Well, yeah, because they had that big loss to Detroit week 2. That was like a 30-point loss, and so that they're just trying to catch up with that.
Not going to do it by winning a bunch of one-score games, I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, look, you are what your record says you are. Bill Parcells said that years ago. The Saints, by the way, 0-3 in one-score games.
That's a shame.
Yeah, because the 2 games they've won have been by double digits, which is stupid to think, but yeah, it's kind of stupid. But and then the Cardinals. You remember that the Cardinals at one point had lost 5 games in a row by a total like 13 points?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's still kind of holding. Like, they obviously just lost this game by 3 against Jacksonville. The 2 games prior, they lost by double digits to the Niners and the Rams. But
we should also note one thing. We forgot to cover this when we got to the playoff picture. One team has been eliminated.
Oh, really?
The New York Giants. They have been eliminated.
They are officially eliminated.
Officially.
Well, yeah. I didn't even think, because last year I would make note of that. But yeah, you're right. The Giants are, and they are the only team officially eliminated.
That is correct.
All right, so Giants fans, better luck next year.
Thanks for playing.
Speaking of Giants fans, I mentioned on the show, I had a coworker who was a Packers fan who quit. So the new person that we've hired started this week. He is a Giants fan. Our new.
I need to speak with whoever your hiring manager.
our HR department.
Yeah, I got a problem with these people.
Yeah, I got a lot of problems with you people. The Giants are eliminated. So the Titans, lo and behold.
Somehow.
Well, let's see. The Titans are 1-10. The Colts are 8-3. So that's a 7-game lead with 7 games left. No, with 6 games left.
6 games left. But
they can't win.
They can't win the
division. They can't win the division. But they're 6 games out of the wild card with 6 games. So they lose this week, they should be eliminated, right?
Right.
By that math, if they yeah. Okay. So Titans are on watch. The Jets are 5 games back with 6 games left. So if the Chargers, Jags, and Bills all win and the Jets lose, that should eliminate the Jets, because then it'd be 6 games up with 5 games left, which that math don't math.
It doesn't math.
Same thing for the Raiders. Raiders, I guess, would be in the same boat.
Right.
Because they're also 2-9. The Saints, probably same thing. Yeah. So the Saints, So the Saints are the opposite of the Titans. The Saints are 4 games back in the division with 6 games left. So they still got. I'm telling you, there's a chance, Brandon.
There we go.
Telling you, there's a chance, and they do have to play Tampa again and Carolina again for what it's worth, and Atlanta again too, for that matter. I'm holding out hope. Listen, I would really like it if one of our teams made the playoffs, and your team is in much better position to do it than mine. So
yes,
we'll hold out hope. We hope everyone has a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving. Eat yourself at the dinner table, folks. Eat lots of food. Eat food. Enjoy time with your family. We'll be back next week to recap all the games, talk about week 14. Right, we're already at week 14.
I know.
The last week of buys is week 14. And then I will let everybody know week 15, when we preview week 15 in 2 weeks, we will be doing our coach episode. So we'll be doing Immaculate Grid coaches match for that episode. So something to look forward to, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But until next week, happy football, everybody.
Happy football.